Alright, different type of video. I got a new shed and I bought these Costco things right here, the shelves for the big like tubs. That thing right there, if you get it, the warehouse thing. I'll show you a picture from the box in a second. Here's the instructions. Alright, so for me, I went to put it together, and number 4 and number 5, that's these bars on the end. This one and this one were actually on the wrong side, but what I think it is it's either on the wrong side or you have to switch all your poles around, which is stupid. So just switch the poles from one side to the other and that'll make it work. But they all gotta be flat, solid, and no holes on this side. For the top, same thing for the bottom, but the opposite. All the holes gotta be up on the bottom. So when you put it together, just make sure it's facing that way. All of them facing that way. It's got these little stupid clear divots. Can you see that in that corner? You have to make sure all of those is facing down. If you do that first, that makes everything simpler. That's why this side went faster than the other side. And then it's pretty much putting these little holes in there as I go. I may do a second to this if I think some other tips is available and needed. Then I'll show the finished product. All right, when you're screwing in your screws, you want to hold this flat to the bar in front of it so it kind of stay lined up so that they screw even and flat. Because if they don't, they'll pop up like this and want to be down, want to be up. And I know that's going to make it harder to get the top part on when you're trying to make sure everything's straight. So make sure you hold that in place. I guess that's tip number 2 for this. All right, once you get to screwing this thing, they're gonna tell you screw in the screws at the bottom, right? That's right, go ahead and screw the first row in, but make sure you put all the rows, including the front row, together before you screw the next set, or you're gonna kick yourself out or lock yourself out. It's gonna be harder to snap them in place, or at least that's what I assume. I mean, you could kind of bend it, it is PVC, but it's easier just to do it all first, then screw them all in. All right, because it don't say that in the instructions, it just says screw in the next 3 rows. Tip number 3. All right, I think I'm on tip number 5. So you're gonna have to put these screws in. That's while it's standing up. You have to stand it up because it moves around. You want it to be on a flat surface or at least against the wall that you want. But if your wall ain't level, you need to make sure it's level. Like my shed is brand new, so it's level, I already know that. And then I can see it's level. I have a level too. But do the middle screws first, then do the outside because they kind of free hanging poles. See, I haven't done this one, but I've done this one, right? So how they move, this you can pull in from the other side like this and make sure it's tight before you put in the last screws on each corner. So middle poles, because you got to line them up to these little plastic divots and make sure that they tight to that. When you do the middle, then you do the outside ones. All right, done. Nice, standing all the way up. Took me a little while. Everything finished. Last is those bars with the 8-inch screws or whatever it is so that it pushes off the back of the wall. I'm gonna have to get me a piece of wood to go across to mount it to because it's too big for just the 2x4 side. So I'm gonna get a couple pieces of wood to mount it to make sure it's super sturdy when it's done. But if you don't have a wall to mount it to, it's probably not gonna work for you. So make sure you got a space to mount it to. Last tip.